I'm Jason.
And I'm Matt, and this is the Jedi News Channel. Now, whenever you see in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, Jabba the Hutt, we actually get to see him a lot more in Episode 6. We see him in his palace, we see him out on the barge, kind of on the sand dunes, near one of the end scenes where Boba Fett, famously has his exit from the movie, potentially, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, but every single time we see Jabba, we get to see a little bit more of his world. And all of those scenes, kind of the scenes of Tatooine, were filmed in a place called Yuma, Arizona. And actually, the people who live in Yuma were part of building the sets and building kind of the scene that we see Jabba the Hutt. Now, one of the main things that happened, though, is the barge we see on the sand dunes near the end of Episode 6. And the wood that was used to build that barge now is actually showing itself 30 years later, some of that lumber. Really cool story.
Yeah, so this is a story we really get to learn about movies and what happens to the set after the filming is done. And that's where our story today comes in. Kelly Curtis lives in what his friends used to call the Star Wars house. And basically what happened, once the filming is done, they try to sell off all of the parts, the lumber, the metal, whatever they can. Basically the salvage, they try to salvage the scraps.
Yeah, get a little money back.
And sell them to the local people, whether it's construction builders or whatever. And Kelly Curtis's dad bought a lot of the lumber from Jabba's palace and the sail barge. And he built his house, or at least the top roof part, out of that wood. And so Kelly Curtis is living there now as an adult. He was a kid when the movie came out and the house was built. He helped build that part of the house. Yeah. And his his friends used to come over and thought it was cool that they got to hang out in the Star Wars house. Because the house was made from the Star Wars set.
Which would be awesome.
It would be.
That would be a trump card that you could play all the time. Oh, really? You have a cool house? Awesome. Well, mine's the Star
Jabba the Hutt touched my roof.
How does he touch stuff, though?
Yeah, with those little
gimpy arms. Little T-Rex arms. I don't know what he's doing. Anyways.
Yeah. Does he poop?
Oh, that's a question for another video. That might come up later on.
It might. Just a feeling.
But it's a really cool story to see how Star Wars is showing up, even 30 years later, still in the things that we have, especially in Yuma, Arizona, where they got to film a lot of it. So make sure if you're ever around Yuma to go and find the Star Wars home. And
it is at 3182 West Iron Drive. Now don't be creepy and don't stalk this guy.
Oh, you just ruined it.
But hey, you know what you could do? Look it up on Google Maps, Google Earth.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll link to that below.
You can see where it is.
If that's possible.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And make sure you come back here to the Jedi News Channel for all things Star Wars.